In exactly a year from now, the best winter sport athletes in the world will gather in Vancouver, Canada, for the start of the 2010 Winter Olympics. With a population of 1.5 million, Vancouver will be the biggest city ever to host a Winter Games. But it will also be making ample use of nearby mountainous locations. Brendan Connor went to check out the facilities and see how ready the city really is with 1 year to go.
Vancouver is the third largest city in Canada, and it sits on the Pacific Ocean with an impressive backdrop of the coastal mountain range and an ever-expanding skyline dotted with condos, hotels, and office buildings. A year from now, it will also be an Olympic city. There'll be skiing, skating, sledding, and a host of other sports staged in and around Vancouver, some at existing facilities and arenas, some at newly built venues.
It was out of the candidate cities the best choice, and our Canadian friends have proven that, and they will prove it to the world next year.
While several competitions will be in the city and surrounding suburbs, many will take place in the mountains north of Vancouver.
This is Whistler Olympic Park. This park will be host to the ski jumping competition as well as the cross-country events and to the interesting sport of biathlon, a combination of cross-country skiing and marksmanship.
Competitors, men and women, ski around a challenging course against the clock, and they make periodic stops at this shooting range where they use modified .22 caliber rifles to shoot at a series of targets. The athletes who are training here are impressed with this new facility.
I think the facility is amazing. I really like the way that the trails roll. They're really wide. There's lots of natural snow here, and they did an amazing job on making the range and that whole aspect of it.
Aspirations in this, will you be part of the 2010 Olympics here in Vancouver? Do you know yet?
I would really like to be a part of the 2010 Games, but there's international criteria that I still have to meet, so we'll hope for the best.
The upcoming games will mark the first time all of these so-called Nordic events, that is biathlon, cross-country skiing, and ski jumping, are to be held in one area, an idea that makes Whistler Olympic Park unique, and an idea that should make it easier for spectators and officials staging the competitions.
Here everything is close together. For ski jumping and cross-country skiing, we had 5 competitions in one day. There's no way you could do that if your venues are an hour drive apart, so it makes things a lot more compact, and we're hoping a lot more efficient as well.
One of the dilemmas about staging an Olympics and building new facilities is what to do with them after the Games. Many have sat unused except for a bit of training or the odd event for elite athletes. But it would appear that this place is already being enjoyed by recreational skiers as well. A few kilometers north of Whistler Olympic Park is the community of Whistler itself. This is the mountain where the ski racing will be held, the downhill, the slalom, and the giant slalom. It is a tried and tested venue that has been hosting World Cup races for years, as competitors make their dashes at headlong speed from the top of the mountain to the finish line below in the village of Whistler. Again, this venue is clearly being used recreationally and will be after the Olympics as well. One of the newly built facilities is the Whistler Sliding Center. Here, the bobsleigh, luge, and skeleton events will see men and women hurtling down an ice track at speeds of up to 150 kilometers an hour. The track is close to 1,500 meters in length with 16 icy turns and a 150-meter drop from top to bottom.
We're really excited. I mean, we know we're really lucky. We're in a very beautiful part of the world, and the venues have a chance to show that off. So we've been getting spectacular reviews. I think that the best reviews and the most important ones for us are from the athletes. And they get into these venues, and they're just, they find the way they look is stunning. It's highly technical, it's definitely challenging, but the athletes are finding it really exciting. That just like they progress in the sport and the equipment progresses, so do the tracks. And so being the newest in the world, it reflects all of that.
Back down in Vancouver is where the skating events will take place.
One of the other facilities the Vancouver 2010 people are most proud of is this new Richmond Oval in the south end of the city. It's going to be home to long track speed skating during the Olympics. It cost $178 million in public funding to build, and it came in on budget and on time. And again, there are plenty of legacy uses planned involving public use of this place. Right now, the Canadian national team trains here, and several international events have already been staged here, and the reviews the organizers are getting are thumbs up.
What we do know is that the skaters who have been here already have fallen in love with the facility. In addition to the national team making this their home for training, and they absolutely love the facility, they love training here. The public has been able to witness this facility and be a part of it. We've had over 20,000 people come skating on the venue. We've had mass interest from all over the world to come and see the venue and see what it's all about.
Figure skating, freestyle skiing, snowboarding, curling, and of course the most popular ticket for Canadians, ice hockey, will all be held in the city of Vancouver. There have been cost overruns and controversy, especially surrounding the still-to-be-finished Athletes' Village, which is to be turned into community housing after the Olympics. The current state of the global economy has also complicated things for sponsors and builders, but organizers here say they feel safe in spite of the difficult financial climate.
The timing of our games was such that a lot of the money was secured. Our contracts with sponsors are secured, and even though it's challenging times for everybody, those same corporate partners are the first ones saying, we're okay, our relationship with you is okay, and most of those commitments are already done. So we're fortunate in that, we missed the curve of the downturn.
As always, the Olympics are awarded 7 years ahead, so Vancouver has been planning and building toward these Winter Games since 2003. All is nearly ready.
It's going to be exciting games. Canadians love sport, they know sport. It's a fantastic scenery. The athletes already today dream of Vancouver, so I'm eagerly waiting to be there.
There will be the regular traffic congestion, closures, security checks, and other irritants that go along with the Olympics. But with Canada hosting for the first time in more than 20 years, and this being such a winter sport nation, most people here seem eager for February 2010 to arrive. Brendan Connor, Al Jazeera, Vancouver, Canada.